angles he needs to be careful of. Of course, he just saw Onigiri trying to rotate out, and look at how open this is. There's no way he can sneak through or in anywhere. The drones come through, and it's going to be the first kill. Onigiri drops, and that's going to be the entry for FURIA. He continues, though, towards the waiting room. Might find one in the back, but he finds the flick on DCH instead. Now towards the initiation he goes, but it's only 2 members left on Elevate's side.
I mean, that was just terrifying. The side there. Elevate's taking a bit of back. Mark is able to find the first. SDK finds Mr. Punch and leaves just Mark. Well, not alone for very long. FURIA open us up furiously. Thinks better of it, and is instead going to potentially pop his way up towards Cafe and try and get a little bit more of the flat pressure against the teams itself. Still over a minute. They can get themselves broken and breaking in. Mark's going to creep his way down the arcade stairs and keep, again, a little bit of arm's length. There it is, SDK, as I said. A little bit more of a secondary angle that they can try and pinch and put pressure onto the site itself. Miracle's just going to roll his way up, but the opener there means that he's not too comfortable. The drone's heading up either side from Mr. Punch. There was one that was hitting the stairs as well, so Mr. Punch is just going to get out of there and tuck in on the site.
Player inside a Cafe as well is going to be the true issue here for the side of Elevate. As SDK is going to outgo. Aggressive gets one. Handy finds one as well. DCH gets mowed down. It's only up to Mark again. Is going to be able to clutch this out in a 1v4. He gets the very first. The plant goes down. He's not able to find a second. Rare will shut him down. And FURIA is going to be able to get their second attacking round in a row. Some utility being used. An exothermic that just popped. An opening has been made. A door has been created. And they're about to open up a second one here onto the yellow stairs wall.
That's it. It's just going to get burnt through. Remove the mute jammer, but maybe just play off of an angle. Onigiri, he's trying to find feet on the other side. Doesn't quite get it, but we've just seen a body move towards the door of a split as well. They know where they want to try and put this pressure. That's not wide enough. Bit of damage done on the top, and that will pop off. The mute jammer got caught out there. Great rotation, great move. 30 seconds. Can they try and follow that up with a great end of round? They're looking now with this drone. The catch on Onigiri finds the fight, gets the kick cold. Suddenly it's a 3 versus 3. Suddenly it's Fantasy inside the site. Pushes his way around on the side of split. Sapper gets one on the back line. Spotted by the camera out, but it's taken. And Sapper takes one more. He's starting to whir with the LMG. Sapper gets the end of the round. And Elevate cling on to their first.
Had to as well as his team.
Important job of all. Rare is taken out on the side of Arcade. Onigiri has the bottom covered. Arcade stairs isn't a route through either. Suddenly Handy's trying to go for the drive. Pre-fires, but it's Fantasy that gets 2.
Oh.
Handy gets 1 in the mix as well. The body balance is flipped over to FURIA's in the blink of an eye. Sapper retaken Cafe. Do they know? Well, they're going to find out sooner rather than later. Miracle's tucked around in the corner. He's looking. He's on his drone. He's a freebie. Sapper puts the 2 versus 2. Doesn't see the one on the far end. Just sees the sliver of Handy, but escapes his way round onto the rotation. Handy takes out the cam. They've got themselves the control of Arcade. They're looking for the loose threads and the loose players. A minute on. Plenty of time for them to go for the rebuild.
DCH playing with that famous shotgun onto that poles, hoping to put some pressure down upon one of these players that is looking to create some verticality. The RC Reteros are being used to do exactly that. Fantasy is on his drone trying to figure out where the Vigil's just gone, where the second player is. Pulse has gone unspotted here. Will be taking out the drone though, so they do know where he is. And of course, with that shotgun, doesn't have any capability of fighting long range like Sapper does with the K1A.
Sapper, are you going to swing? Are you going to swing? There it is! DCH gets the pistol pop at the same time. And Elevate, they've brought themselves back into this with a bit of excitement.
Reason for it that they want to go for it. Provide a bit of safety, not quite sure. At least above the yellow stairs will be opened up. That's going to be an angle that now gets used by Miracle, but a pre-fire comes in. And Onigiri will be hitting in with the MK14, and it looks like Elevate might be able to put themselves into the lead here with 3 consecutive 1 rounds, if it's not for Handy, who gets shut down as well. And Onigiri with the MK will be pushing in, will be taking out that kill, and Elevate 3-2.
Oh, there goes the mute jammer. A bit too high? No.
He doesn't know. Echo doesn't know. There's no call out. He's still on his drone. He's going to be picked up there if they're going in on his drone. There's a free kill to Sapper. You just missed there. He was literally on his drone just until 2 seconds ago.
You saw Onigiri come around the back. You assume he gave a visual call there like Sapper, man. You've got to move. There's pressure onto barrels. Mr. Punch wins it out, though, through the window. Onigiri gets the deep kill, and, well, his Sapper's almost caught again. Slips past. One more engagement and one more moment. They did get Onigiri on the backside of
the top floor.
They're going for the retake, but there's Miracle. like his name says, over the top, saves the lives of his team. A 3 versus 2, massive damage done to Mr. Punch and to Sapper. They have a little bit in pocket, but it's dangerous to use it, so they're going on an adventure. Do they know that Sapper's slipped here? Oh, this could be huge if they time it. There's one, there's almost the second. Pre-fires the angle, expects to fight. There's the kit. There it is, Sapper! And Miracle finds the fight on the far side. 20 seconds. It's an Echo who's just going to get out of there. He knows he can play this on camera. They know that they've got to hunt him. The calls come through, the flashes and the blinds. What can you do when the man has it? Doesn't have the kit, doesn't have the angle. He just has to wait. And there is Sapper.
A massive ramp from Sapper, and now the plant goes down. The yokai drone will move it. No, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have the yokai drone in the right position. The plant's going down. Maybe. Yes. No, Miracle somehow clutches it out. That was a round that you could not lose, Elevate. It was supposed to be yours. Heart breach to just Onigiri with the heart breach gadgets, and that's not really too ideal. Elevate will have to fight some horizontal fights here into the direct doors, and that is going to be a struggle.
Well, there is Onigiri finding Fantasy on the swing round. The clash is just forcing Mr. Punch a little bit further away. 54 seconds, and SDK is going to start trying to cause some problems. Slow down the wheels and see if they can try and put a beat on it. There's a fight. Handy is able to take the head off of Onigiri. The pings, they both seemed aware. There's a little bit more pressure. SDK again, they pull back. They don't need to overextend, and this is what FURIA can do very well with the clash. They cause problems. There's a player ready to swing either side if they need it, but Mr. Punch is alone. There's nobody else really here to offer any direct support. They're trying to catch the loose player inside the bathroom, rolled all the way through and popped. They're just going to get the slip by. They're looking for them. Tucked round. He's round one more corner. Well, there's a pre-fire.
It's an LG as well.
And there's a pre-fire. There it is. Finally finds it out. 3 versus 3, but 13 seconds. They're going to try and break through. Mr. Punch, he's hoping he can get the catch over 10 seconds. He's the man with the kit. They're just going to have to run through and find a fight. They're locked out first. Sapper gets one more. 4 seconds. Where are they going to find the dive? There it is. Sprayed over the top. One goes down. He's just got to hold F at this point. You assume it's theirs to take. Round the corner. Out of time.
There was no time to go for that rotate there. I think it would have literally been a better choice to just stay around Dragon at that moment in time. Mark as well, so Elevate losing a bit of their advantage right here that they might have been able to pull up early on. Onigiri gets a trade, an important one at that as well. They need to find 1 or 2 more before they can really go for a bit of a plant. And with that, we have the ECH that finds SDK. That's huge.
They've dropped. They've gone for the rotate. Fantasy's not going to find the fight here. He thinks he can get more comfort elsewhere, and the Monty's rolling in. 30 seconds. There's Handy. He's been holding that spot for the longest time. And I said FURIA are more than happy to play that game. There's Fantasy, who went for the rotate. And as I said, he found somewhere a little bit more feasible. It's a 1 versus 1 once again. Sapper. The Monty, he's going to stick it potentially. He's waiting for the call on the intel. He's just on the other side of the heart. If he can get this up and round, he just finds a bit of a shield, gets the full extension, and runs and runs and runs away. And Handy has nothing else to really offer at this point. He's trying to find the weakness in the armor. Goes for the bait on the soft. He's going to try and force them out. He's going to have to pop it. They've played these positions before. There's the soft. There it is, the bait round. And there it is, not the full break. The Monty, he's stopping that truly go through and puts some of the damage in. Goes for the first knock. Goes for the second. Goes for the swing. 16 seconds. You've got to go for it now, Monty, at this point. There it is, the play round on the corner. And Sapper, he's not making the same utility mistake before. This time I'm confident in saying this is an Elevate round, but at least Handy. Sapper that suffers down the corridor. The fight versus Miracle, who also suffers out of it. They have the little openings. They've kept a lot of it soft, which means that he can't quite confidently move up as much as he would like to. Another Candela pops, but that's 2 for 0. We haven't had a single body taken out of the end of the wrong engagement. There's the catch on the Invisible Woman, and there's finally a bit of movement. He's inside the site, just misses the head. He can't get the rotate. There's an angle above him that he doesn't know about. Drops it on the floor. SDK. He's just going to smoke the back of that. Onigiri finds Miracle. In the meantime, they're putting pressure onto the site, and DCH itself. Mark gets 1 more. They're inside the site now. There might still be that single player. The pings are all hot and heavy. Handy is able to find one. Onigiri finds one back. Mark's going for the stick. SDK over the top is able to get it, but he can't quite get the angle on the planter. A post plant. Once again, a bit of a spread out here from the side of Elevate. The Smoke is hoping for an angle. Handy's hoping for it too. There's pings on the player. They're looking for them. Does scratch damage to Mark. He's looking for the fight back, and he wins it out. Now it's just SDK moving in amongst his own smoke, but Mark pushes Elevate into the lead.
And this is exactly what I said before, Emmy. I'm kind of worried what happened.
Oh no, mess it up, unfortunately. It was pre-ripped so they could do it without noise, but the false start means that they have all the safety in the world.
And this time, not losing anybody to that C4 is crucial, because the last couple of, like the last round, not the last couple of rounds, they lost their heart breacher to that C4 that just got tossed over. Grenades now being sent in to get rid of any PC utility right behind that wall. That will allow Mark to get into a position to start opening up. Now the big question is, are they going to be dealing with these roamers? DCH finds Miracle, Grade, Handy still inside Drug Lab though on that roaming position, but it seems like Elevate not wanting to attack that position, that could be like just the right choice to not go for that clear.
Fantasy finds DCH back over the back line, and they're going to rotate and try and retake the side of yellow, but they get revealed. The Candelas start to pop through. They've got the breach open towards the site itself, but they don't quite have the confidence to move behind it. They're finding themselves closer and closer towards being in the middle of a bit of a FURIA sandwich here. Sapper has to be so delicate with their movements. One heavier step, and they're going to be entirely rocked and dropped. There's three players. The pings come through. The hatch gets broken above them. Sapper with the rotate now around onto Drug Lab. Do they know that he's been able to slip his way through? Does he know that there's a player? Do we know there's 20 seconds, Elevate? You've got to start to make a little bit of a move here. All the attention is played around the back of yellow stairs, but one of the breaches, there's still that player behind the chassis. There it is, the roll through the rock, and suddenly Elevate's got to try and get drived on. Mark gets one, but there's a down upstairs. It's a technical 2 versus 2 versus 1. Mr. Punch, all that's left with 1 second to pull it out. Around back up once again into potentially Furia's favor. Miracle's doing everything he can. SDK doesn't quite get the gift as of yet. DCH is going to roll this drone past, and they're just going to let it go and hope that they can get it. A swing around at the end. Was that the true reveal? There's Candelas in pocket and a smoke canister popped off. There's the blind. Are they going to push it in amongst it? They do. The player cannot see anything. Safety first. Safety first. And it's somehow SDK. Mr. Punch and Miracle find one apiece on the backside. 50 seconds. And they've got to try and bite their way through to the 2 remaining players.
SDK still alive. He's rotating all the way around. It's just Miracle onto the site. Now he needs to hang on just a little bit until SDK is able to return. There's a little bit of damage to Onigiri right here, but he gets taken out. And that means the side is now open. SDK comes in from the back though, finds Onigiri. Not quite to confirm yet. It's with the SMG. He needs to reload both his weapons. And Markino go for the plans. The cover not quite there yet. Mr. Punch, he needs to get into the right position. These pings continue to come out. SDK, he needs to run for it. And that's exactly what he's doing. He wants to get into the side, but he gets taken out. Mark will get the kill. It's Elevate with 1 point on the board and the opportunity to fight for all 3. Hiding has not paid off.
There it is, the spray round and a bit of the cover. Sapper's tucked onto the corner, and the smokes will just sort of put a bit of an element of waiting down. Gives FURIA time to rebuild, restructure, and do this. Fantasy, he's retaken a bit of territory. He takes the second. The kit's cold. They find a fight on the site itself at the same time. Sapper's inside, but without the kit, FURIA can rebuild around it. Important that they were at least able to take out a player, but there's still a fair few ahead of them, and Fantasy is one of them. Sapper's on the board. Mr. Punch and DCH have their moments to try and offer either side, but a bit of a break and a lull as they try and reevaluate positioning.
No hard breach to go through any of these walls as well, so they need to go for a push through the choke point, through these doorways, and that is not going to be crucial. That is going to be a lock off there. Fantasy, though, gets completely flushed out by Sapper. With that, it's back on 303, 40 seconds. It's plenty of time to work with. The diffuser has been recovered. Grenades are being tossed in from below, but won't be able to connect as of yet. There's still 3 more to go, though. Mr. Punch below. We do have DCH with 2 on equal levels. It is going to be a nitro to be tossed in. No damage done to Sapper. Well done. A PC utility taken out. Nothing left but guns now for the side of FURIA. Mr. Punch coming up from the yellow stairs. Look at the first cover, gets the kill onto Miracle. It seems like Elevator turning this around, even though they managed to drop the diffuser this early on the side of FURIA. Now a player right behind onto the balcony. The plant seems to be coming down. Is the cover on point? Yes, it is. It is going to be Elevate that win it against FURIA. They take 3 points. They are on top of the group, and look at how happy they are. They deserve it, and with that, most likely will confirm themselves today.
I mean...